that Venus was the first planet to be explored by one of those spacecrafts on December 14th, 1963. One day on Venus lasts 243 days because Venus spins backwards with its sun rising in the west and setting in the east. What? Did you know if the sun were as tall as a typical front door, the Earth and Venus would each be about the size of a nickel?
While the surface rotates slowly, the winds blowing at hurricane force, spending clouds complicate around the planet every 5 days.
Venus has a thick, toxic atmosphere filled with carbon dioxide. It's perpetually surrounded in yellowish clouds of mostly acid that trap heat, causing a runaway greenhouse effect. Did you know that the air pressure is 90 times on Earth?
It's the hottest planet in our solar system besides the sun. Even though Mercury is closer to the sun, Venus has crushing air pressing at its surface more than 90 times the Earth's similar time went to
It's more to the pressure you encounter a mile below the ocean. Earth's twins. Similar size and structure of Earth. Venus is called Earth's twins, but they are identical twins, however. There are radical differences between the two worlds. Did you know that Venus is one of the hottest planets in our solar system? I think, personally, I love it because it's really good. Venus orbits the sun. Venus is the second closest planet to the sun. It's about 67 million miles away from the sun, but it's the hottest in our solar system, except the sun. The planet's surface, the temperature is about 900 degrees Fahrenheit, 465 degrees Celsius.
More than 40 spacecrafts have visited Venus. Venus is kind of sad because it doesn't have no moons or rings.
Venus' solid surface is a volcanic landscape covered with extensive plains featuring high volcanic mountains. So if you were going to live on Venus, you're probably going to burn to death, and the acid of its clouds is what also makes it hot. This is the solar system. There's the sun, Earth, Mercury, and everything else. Venus is a very hot and dry place, and most of its surface is old lava flows. Venus also has volcanoes and mountains. This is our math. It takes 225 days to orbit the sun. That's it. It was
Jupiter.
In length of a year, 4,333 Earth days. It has 11.86 Earth years. It is a gas giant. Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system. Jupiter would sink in water. Jupiter is in a circle. It rotates around in a circle in 9.8 hours. Jupiter is 503 billion years old. For 3,441 miles surface area, 23.71 billion miles squared. 2.438.8 million miles.
Is that all gas or what?
Can you stop? Kyla, can you move?
Jupiter's moons: Europa, Ganymede, Io, Callisto, Malthea, something. Camellia, Astrida, Thebe, Valdio, Piscipa, Karma, Eloi, Angai, Misto, Sino, Earthamy, Erin, some long word. Themisto, Calicerino, Calicite, Saline, Muscalicate, Locastite, Harblake. And here's the other one. More of Jupiter's moon, Shalindi, S2003, J2, S2003, J2, J12, Ezra, Megdalite, S2017, J4, Odie, Dia, Eroni, Purse, Hegemino, Archie, Helike, Isnoi, Prastolike, Taji, Hermorby, Europia, Ostimoni, Uridon, and the around Jupiter 61, Spondy, and that's all of Jupiter's moons.
This is the beautiful picture of Jupiter that Aiden drew.
Good job, Aiden. Yeah. Thanks. And here's the order of the planets. I drew it too.
Jupiter has 67 moons. Some of the moons have Roman numerals, like Jupiter 61. Jupiter is brown and orange and white. It looks cool in the sun. Like in the picture, Jupiter has small cores of rock and ice. Jupiter was named a gas giant in 1610. Jupiter is also a failed star.
And then that's the sun, and that's what Jupiter looks like in the sun.
Jupiter got its name from the king of Roman gods. It is the biggest planet in our solar system. It is called the gas giant because it is made of helium and hydrogen. Does it have life? Jupiter is some of the world's many wonders we will never know because we can't learn about it.
Pic from Jupiter from a rover, and Saturn is in the picture. Also, there are 11 months and 17 days. And this is the end of our presentation.
Of galaxies, but there's only one with the name of Jupiter. Jupiter is a gas giant. That means that it's mostly made of gas. The atmosphere is made up of mostly hydrogen gas and helium gas. Like the sun, the planet is covered with thick red, brown, yellow, and white clouds. Some of these clouds have names. One is called the Great Red Spot. The Great Red Spot is a storm in Jupiter's southern hemisphere with crimson-colored clouds that spin counterclockwise at wind speeds that exceed those in any storm on Earth. The Great Red Spot has slowly changed over the years and is currently about 1.3 times as wide as our planet. This is one of Jupiter's moons. Jupiter has 79 moons. Moons are considered not planets because they are too small. Here are the names of some of the moons Jupiter has: Europa, Ganymede, Io, Callisto, and Amalthea. This is the order of the planets from the Sun to Pluto. Jupiter was named after the Roman king of gods. It's the fifth planet from the sun in our solar system, the largest planet, and the largest planet of all. To give you an idea of how big Jupiter is, you can line up 11 Earths side by side just to stretch from one side of Jupiter to the other. Earth's mass is incredibly large as well, and it would take 317 Earths to match the mass of Jupiter. Jupiter is a gaseous planet. It does not have a solid surface like Earth does. It probably has a solid rocky core 10 to 15 times the mass of Earth. Mantle. Pressurized hydrogen in the mantle may generate electric currents, which generates Jupiter's powerful magnetic field. And I think that's all.
All right, nice job.
Saturn.
Saturn is the sixth gas ball from the sun.
This is the distance from the sun. 848,741,509 to 934,237,322 miles.
Saturn is a gas giant made up of mostly hydrogen and helium. Its rings are made up of ice, dust, and rock.
The average temperature is negative 288 degrees Fahrenheit.
If you weigh 100 pounds on Earth, you'd weigh 107 pounds on there.
Did you know that Saturn is the only planet in our solar system that's less dense in water, which means it would float if you dunked it in a large enough ocean? Saturn?
This is Saturn and the Milky Way behind it.
Saturn is the second biggest planet in our solar system. See?
It takes 29 years and 10 months and 13 days to get to Saturn. This is how big it is. 36,183.7 miles. If Earth is a nickel, Saturn would be a volleyball. It takes 80 minutes to get sunlight to Saturn. Saturn has more than 60 known moons.
It takes you 3 years to get to Saturn from Earth. Details of Saturn's surface and stuff.
Saturn takes about 10.7 hours to rotate on its axis once
Maddie.
a Saturn day, and 29 Earth days to orbit the Sun.
Few missions has visited Saturn. Pioneer 11 and Voyager 1 and 2 flew by it, but Cassian orbited 294 times from 2014 to 2017. Its rings are more than 155,000 miles. It is 750 times the size of Earth. There is a small moon named Mindyas that sports an impact crater that makes it look like the Death Star from the Star Wars movie.
There's an electrical storm on the bottom of Saturn that is the size of the USA.
By Owen Wesley.
Did you like it?
This right here is an F-22 Raptor, and this right here is a P-51 Mustang.
All right, nice job.
Wesley's on.
All right, any questions for Wesley and Owen about Saturn?